Our next presenter has the gift of gab. She's never nervous about public speaking and never has been. She doesn't prepare by writing word for word what she's going to say like I do, because she comes up with it on the spot. She likes to feel the energy in the room and caters to that. She delivers based on instinct and comes up with poetry on the spot as well. I'd love to see her slam, poetry slam. That would be awesome. But to get her way, she only has to ask. And she has workshops that she's developing to teach others how to do the same thing. She's achieved her goals through asking. She communicates her expectations and backs them up, and I call that integrity. Ask, and I'm asking you to give it up for our very own giant, Sharon Saffold-Harris.
Thank you. Thank you, Mary. Thank you. All right, so guys, I am going to ask you, I'm going to start right here in the middle and ask you to take two and pass it around. Pass it down. All right, so this has been the third year for the Giant event. As you know, the first year was the groundbreaking year when I was just thanking the 30 people that inspired greatness or change within my life. Last year was the first year it was open to the public, and this year makes the second year. So every year you have a goal, and I had one goal this year, only one, and it was to make a profit. And it could be a penny. If I profited a penny, it meant that the business paid for itself this year, and I did not have to pay. Now we're talking about after 2 years, because the first year was the opening, and I paid for everything. Well, I am happy to say that I made my own day, because the Giant event did it this year in a very giant way. It paid for itself, but I got a win, W-I-N, because I got some new wind, W-I-N-D, in me. Okay? Now, what I am going to ask you to do today is pay attention to something very, very specific about the Giant event that I have never ever talked about. I want you to think about the Giant event as more than just the recognition thing. But for the next 5 minutes, I want you to think about the Giant event as a concierge or a valet. Now, what is a valet? Well, the dictionary says that a valet is a male servant that helps another male in various ways. Or it is a person that works for a hotel or individual that pulls and parks their car. So when you think of valet, what do you think? I just show up, I pull up, and they do the rest. Well, that's how I want you to look at the Giant event. You literally just pull up. You show up, and we do the rest. So what does that mean? It means you literally pull in the parking deck, and you don't even have to walk across the street. I've got a limo there waiting for you to take it there. It means that when you walk in, you don't have to worry about somebody else looking for you. I've got the paparazzi waiting to applaud you. It means when you sit down, I thought about your taste buds and mine, so the food is showing up good. And it means when you take your seat to listen to the ceremony, you'll laugh, maybe you'll shed a happy tear, and you'll certainly feel like the giant when you execute. We have one goal, and we met it this year, and we intend to meet it every year, and that is to help every individual in there, whether it's the person wearing the red sash or the person that's there to applaud the person wearing the red sash. Our goal is to get them to understand that it is important to ask. Ask what? One, ask for your next giant, the person that can help your business get to the next level, the person that can introduce you to the person that can help your business get to the next level. Ask for the next experience that you need to get your business or your own personal self-development to the next level. The second thing is to ask the person in your life now to help you get to where you were if they recognize that you appreciate it. They'll probably say, of course I did. The next thing to ask is, are you available? February 2016, because I want you to publicly know how I appreciate you. That's next year's Giant event. And the third thing is to ask yourself, if I think back, for the past 10 to 20 years, how many people have I missed an opportunity telling them how much I appreciate them? You can kind of call it a gratitude movement if you want, I'll take it. But you know what it really is? It's a giant feedback ceremony. Think about a business like Michelangelo. This gentleman honored four of his key contributors this year. I call that a giant feedback session. Why? Because what was he doing? He was a quality behavior that took his company to the next level. But he was also simultaneously encouraging that behavior, encouraging them to continue down that same path or even increase that behavior so that Michelangelo's landscaping can go to the next level. So, is the giant event just a recognition ceremony? No, it's a giant feedback ceremony for a small business. It's giving direct feedback to the people that show up daily, that work hard, that may go home and play hard, but they come back the next day to work hard for you again. And yeah, I'm sure you'll call with a paycheck, but put the kicker in it. And what's the kicker? The kicker is a personal ceremony with their name on it in their honor that also adds visibility to the employer and credibility to how they treat their employees. So I've handed you a sheet of paper. For the next 2 months, I haven't asked. And I believe that all I have to do is ask. I want to meet men. MEN for another WIN, win. What men do I want to meet? I want to meet the male CEO, CFO, or decision maker that you know that owns a landscaping company like Mr. Angelo, a painting company, insurance company like Mr. Good, CPA firm like Mr. Drive, home improvement. I want to meet the man that has an employee or a customer that they need to know they appreciate their business or they appreciate their loyalty, their service, and their hard work. So what I'm going to ask you to do is think of 10 names, write them down for me. If you know the sport they like, write it beside it. Give it to me at the end of the day, because I haven't asked. And it's really simple. I want to ask you if it's okay that I email them a 3-minute video that will include the highlights of the giant event and tell them the importance that Forbes magazine says that you should honor your employees. Second thing I want to ask them to do is I'm going to ask them after several days if I can send them a 3-question survey, 1, 2, 3. And the last thing I'm going to do is execute my exit strategy. And my exit strategy is just thank you for listening, opening my email, because my friend said that you would. This has been Sharon Saffold-Harris, being a giant on purpose and not by chance. Because chances are,